Hey guys, what's up? Yeah, I look pretty orange, but my light bulb is orange, so bear with me. So today I'm here to do a not so embarrassing TBR video because I don't think the amount of books that I have is embarrassing. I just think the time that I'm taking to read them is embarrassing. But yeah, today I'm going to tell you the books that I own that I haven't read yet. I'm going to show you the books in order of when I got them. The first book I have is The Son of Neptune by Rick Riordan. Yes, this is only book 2 of Heroes of Olympus, and I have been reading Percy Jackson since 2009. Like, I finished Percy Jackson as they were released and etc. And I also have read this book. This is a reread, but I don't know. The second time reading these books, I took 5 months to read The Lost Hero, and I still haven't finished The Son of Neptune, which I got in September last year, something crazy like that. And I don't know, but I just can't get through this book. And the first time I read it, I didn't love it as much as The Lost Hero, but I enjoyed it. And I don't know why, I just don't feel in the mood to read it. Like, I can reread Percy Jackson as many times as I want, but The Heroes of Olympus is just too much for me. Maybe it's because there's not that much Percy Jackson, and you know, Percy Jackson is my boy. And I also own The Mark of Athena, so I obviously haven't started reading this one, and I have had this one since my 15th birthday, and I'm 16 right now. That's embarrassing. Like, when Percy Jackson and Rick Riordan publishes something, I'm like this reading it. I'm there, but I don't know why I got stuck, and I just really want to know what happens, but I don't have the strength in me to finish these books, and it's embarrassing. These are the ones that I'm most embarrassed about because I have had them for at least a year, and shameful. The next one I have is His Last Bow by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the last tale of the Sherlock Holmes tales and books. And yeah, I've had this book for a while, and I can get through it because of the language. Like, in Portuguese I can read it really fast, but when it's in English I just find it really difficult to understand the terms, you know, like the crime terms and the archaic writing of this book, and it's tough, man. But I have to pick the books up again because once I stop reading them, I put them away and I start reading things like, I don't know, The Maze Runner and We Were Liars, which blew my mind, by the way. I just cried so much. But I have to get through this because Sherlock Holmes is such a big part of my reading life, and I want to know what happens in the end. The next book, I'm not even embarrassed that I haven't finished yet. It's Unravel Me by SHAAAME. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce her name. Oh my god! You guys know that I had a hard time reading Shatter Me. People told me it gets better in the second book, but Juliet annoys me so much. Adam annoys me so much. I'm like on page 40, and I bought it because of the cover. I'm not doing that mistake again. I'm not buying the third book of this series. If I finish this, someone should get me a cookie or something. I hate poetic writing, and this story has so much potential, but I just can't bear the endless metaphors, and I'm like, dude, just get to the point. I want to know what happens. It's such a great plot, but you just have too many metaphors. I can't even look at this book. Like, I can because it's super pretty, but it just makes me angry. Sorry, Shatter Me fans, by the way, for my little rant right now, but I just can't. The next book I have is one that I expected for a long time. It took a long time to get to my house, and I still haven't finished it, and I anticipated it so much, and when I read it I was like, I don't feel like reading fantasy right now, and it is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I'm like almost halfway through it, like you can see it here, and it's pretty good. Like, I just don't feel like reading fantasy right now, like deep fantasy, because this is high level fantasy. I don't know how you categorize it, but it's like super fantasy, and I just don't have the time to understand all the terms. And it's not that I don't have the time, I have all the time in the world, but I'm just lazy and my brain doesn't do things that a brain should do. But I will finish this one because I've been around a lot of bookstores and I see Crown of Midnight in every single one of them, and I'm like, I should finish Throne of Glass, I really should. The next book is a book that I showed you guys in my birthday book haul, I think, I'm not sure, but it is The Story of Life of AJ Frink. Not gonna happen. I really like the plot of this book, but I'm lazy. Again, I'm lazy. If you want to know what this book is about, you can watch my birthday book haul. I'll link it down below because I probably talked about all of these books at some point in my channel, but this one I gave the synopsis and etc. And it's really interesting. Like, it's a mystery and it's so freaking short, but I just can't get my hands on it and read it. I don't know, I just look at the cover and I'm like, maybe next time. I read a few pages of it and I really liked it, and I'm just freaking lazy. Is that what TBR's video is about? Making yourself seem lazy and feel ashamed for all the books you haven't read? Because that's my feeling right now. And the last book I have yet to read is Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. I got this book like yesterday or the day before, and I screamed when I saw it at the bookstore because, oh my god, I didn't even know that the English version had come to Brazil. Like, this is the English version, obviously, because the Portuguese version hasn't been released, but I think it will because Fangirl and Eleanor Park have been such big sellers here, and I hope the publishers keep bringing the Rainbow Rowell books to Brazil because she's great, and like Fangirl is one of my all-time favorites, and so is Eleanor Park. And I know this one is an adult book, and it talks about this guy who has to read the emails of a company to see if all the employees are like doing their job, not just messing around. And this guy sees two girls that are using the emails for private conversations when they should be working, and he should be stopping them and reporting them. But he actually enjoys their conversations, and so he doesn't. And he also falls in love with one of the girls, and I love the premise of the book. I think the writing of this book is more like the writing in Fangirl. I don't know, I haven't started reading this one yet, but because it's more light-hearted from what I've heard, and I'm really excited to read it, even though I don't have a good history with adult novels because the writing and the topics just annoy me. Adult problems can be solved in such easy ways when I read young adult, and I'm like, whoa, this is really messed up. But when you read an adult novel, you're like, dude, just do that and you'll be fine. Just freaking do it. And that's how I feel when I read an adult book. But I love Rainbow Rowell, and I hope I like this one. And this cover is so beautiful. Like, the colors are so pretty, but the paper of the cover is so damageable and feels like newspaper paper, if you know what I mean. But yeah, this is my TBR, and I should read all of these books. This was a self-shaming video so I can get my ass to work and that doesn't sound right. But you know, just start reading these books because they are great, most of them. I'm talking about you, Unravel Me. You're not great. Just kidding. For some people you are, for me you're just a rock in my shoe. But yeah, I hope by the end of this month I have read at least 3 of these books, because otherwise it would be embarrassing. I'm already an embarrassing person. Okay, anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you like having my face back on your feed. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.